Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm back again for another racing vlog. So today I'm actually going to be doing something very interesting for you guys. So I'm actually going to be driving a Mclaren 570S as a driving experience around Prestwold. And also I'm going to be driving a Ford Fiesta in a rallying experience around a dirt track. So yeah, it's going to be quite interesting to say the least. Something quite interesting happens in this video as well, so I will show that as well in this video at the end. But yeah, let's just jump straight into it then and see how the day went then. So boys, we're here at Prestwold. I'm actually just about to do an experience. First of all, doing a Mclaren 570S. Few laps around the track, then doing a rallying experience. Got the helmet here, getting ready, and yes, we have got a little in-helmet camera as per usual. So yeah, there's the Mclaren. The rallying experience is down the road a bit, but yeah, we picked the Mclaren obviously last time we did the Ferrari, so yeah, it's going to be interesting. But yeah, let's just see how it goes then and jump straight into it. Look at that then.
What's that? A bit of alright, isn't it?
Absolute beast, mate.
Absolutely.
So here we go then for the Mclaren 570S driving experience. As you can see, just jumping in the car now for the first time. Yeah, it was quite interesting jumping in this car. Obviously I did a Ferrari 458 experience back along with the same company at Smithard Airfield. This track was a little bit more better, I personally found, as it was more of an actual track and airfield than an actual just put cones around the whole track. So yeah, I quite liked that actually. As we head out on track then, actually getting into a bit of speed already. Obviously, just like the Ferrari 458, it's got paddles to change your gears instead of an actual gear stick. So yeah, it was quite interesting to jump back into a car like this again and actually try and push it a little bit. Sadly, around the final corner, you're actually got to stick to a certain speed limit, which was 50 miles an hour, which is a bit of a shame because I would have really loved to open it up around that final corner. And to be honest, I think with a car like this, you probably could have taken it flat all the way around that final corner, all the way down the main straight. So that's probably why they wanted you to back off a little bit, because obviously you'd probably be reaching about 150, maybe even 170 down that back straight by the time you get into the first braking zone. But yeah, I really found it interesting driving this car and actually getting advice from my instructor, who was called Sam. Massive shout out to him. Gave me some really good advice and gave me some really positive feedback. Yeah, it was quite interesting to say the least. As you can see, we've just finished our first lap, and this is where we have to stick at 50. You can see the speedo in the middle. I did just kick over that a little bit at some points. I was trying to go as fast as possible around this corner without, you know, going a bit too fast, let's just say that. So yeah, the point you're allowed to start accelerating is when you get to the yellow cones that you'll see on the left and the right here. So as soon as you get to there, or round about there, you're allowed to open it up again. So that's what I started doing, opening it up, flicking up the gears, and as you can see, straight away we're already past 90, over 100 as well, 105 nearly. So yeah, it was quite an interesting experience, like I said, and I found I was quite nervous a little bit. Obviously, gear shifting, I was short shifting a little bit. I should have left it in 5th gear probably a little bit longer and open it out a little bit, and at the end I actually did do that, and I actually found it was a lot better and actually reached a much higher speed down that straight. So yeah, nevertheless though, I was taking Sam's advice and trying to use it as best as possible. Obviously driving a car like this is a little bit out of my range and I'm nowhere used to this. So yeah, it's quite interesting to say the least, and trying to see what a professional instructor is like. I definitely 100% preferred this experience compared to the Ferrari 458. I just feel like this car is more suited for this track compared to Smithard. Obviously at Smithard it was literally just covered with cones, and it was so hard to find out what the track layout was like and how to open it up and everything, which this one you can actually open out a little bit more. It's got a bit more of a bigger straight. So I really appreciate that. I really enjoyed this one, so I definitely recommend, if you're going to do a driving experience with Everyman Racing, I definitely recommend going to Prestwold. Yeah, the Mclaren I actually added on for an extra £90 for the day plus photography. So yeah, I really enjoyed it and definitely was worth the money. Obviously, like I said in the intro, I was here for the rallying experience as it was a bit of a Christmas present, but I added on the Mclaren on the day because I thought, screw it, why not drive a McLaren? So yeah, you may have saw that I added in a trackside camera, which was massive thanks to my granddad for recording them. Like it said, it was around the final corner, so I was really not pushing it because I wasn't allowed to. But yeah, nevertheless, so I was still enjoying the experience. I really enjoyed the part where I could open out a little bit more. Like I said, I was really nervous with short shifting, so I did kind of short shift it a bit too much and probably should have let it open out a little bit more. And as we head into this corner here, as you can see, I do turn in a little bit too early and actually end up understeering a little bit. I do just correct it by turning in and just letting it go a little bit wider. Wouldn't have been the ideal racing line, and you may have heard Sam in the background did say about me understeering a little bit and going a little bit too wide. But he saw I corrected it and saw I was in control, so he let me just handle it. But yeah, as you can see then, we're pushing out as he's telling me to push off then. Getting it just up to, well, 100 there, just before we hit on the brakes. As we head back into the final corner once again then. And that was my final lap, so I am now heading back into the pits at the speed limit. So yeah, very interesting experience to say the least, and I really enjoyed it. Massive shout out to Everyman Racing for running these events, because honestly that was such a once in a lifetime experience and I really enjoyed it. And you may have heard me say in the intro something interesting happens in this video, and it's actually at the end of this driving experience. So I'm going to let you listen to the raw audio and let you enjoy this then.
Where are you based, Reese?
Are
you really?
Yeah.
All the way up?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Quite a distance.
I was going to say. So we're always looking for staff, yeah?
Yeah.
I know you're based obviously quite a way away, but obviously we move all around the place.
Yeah. I know you had one up in Smoothard.
So if you're interested, bud, I can put you forward for a job if you want. I mean, you know what you're doing.
Oh, yeah.
To start instructing like me.
Yeah.
Put you through all the training and stuff. Obviously, you'd have to travel.
No, yeah, that's alright. I don't mind travelling.
But we can sort that out for you if you want.
Oh, cool, yeah, thank you, yeah.
That's all right.
Appreciate it, yeah.
I'll take you inside. How old are you?
20.
Oh yeah, you'll be sound.
Yeah.
Right. I'll take you inside and go through it with Sam.
Yeah, thank you. Alright boys, so we've just finished the McLaren session. That was absolutely mint. I've actually been offered a instructor role, which is a pretty insane job. So I might be doing some training with instructoring, which would be incredible to say the least. There's the McLaren, my epic parking. I was tempted to try and reverse in, but I then also realised that I don't know how to get into reverse because that car cost more than my whole life. So yeah, but I guess now we get ready for the rally experience and see how it goes then. So yeah, after that amazing, well, feedback and also being offered a instructor job role, yeah, it's going to be quite interesting to say the least. I sent my details in and hopefully they'll get back to me soon. But yeah, now we go on to dirt track racing then and go some rallying. So yeah, we strap ourselves into the Ford Fiesta. I have no clue how this is personally going to go. Yeah, obviously, as you know, I've done a bit of all-grass racing in a Nissan Micra, but you're really trying to make it as smooth as possible in all-grass racing, whereas in rallying you want to be drifting and hitting the back end out really. So yeah, it's going to be quite interesting to say the least, and I guess we'll see how it goes. One thing that I didn't quite like about this experience with the rallying was that I wasn't allowed to do the handbrake. I would have much preferred it if I could have yanked the handbrake as well as, you know, driving. But sadly the instructor did it. But I guess, you know, it's quite difficult because obviously some people don't exactly know where to hit the handbrake. I mean, even I would probably put it in a fence or something if I was trying to do the handbrake. But yeah, nevertheless though, we gave it a go. As you can see, I struggled with the gears a little bit. I think the gearbox might have been a bit damaged on this car. Obviously being ragged around a dirt track by literally everyone. It's quite difficult to say the least. But yeah, I think I really enjoyed this one and it was definitely a lot of fun. It was quite difficult at first to say the least. Like I said, I was trying to really kick the back end out whilst the guy was pulling the handbrake up and it just wasn't working. Eventually I found the best way was to just try and take it normally whilst he's pulling the handbrake up, and then that would automatically kick the back end out. So yeah, at first you might be able to see I struggled quite a bit and I was very rusty doing this, but I think by the end of the session, after, well, probably the final lap really, I kind of got used to it. As you can see, the window was actually open, which was very interesting to say the least. Obviously with mud getting chucked up everywhere and with my brand new helmet, I was thinking, oh no, this is going to be an absolute mess. And I even said to my granddad before, this is going to be very messy, but actually surprisingly it wasn't too bad. I'll take that to say the least. But yeah, as you can see, they're really going wide there. couldn't quite get the car kicked around. As you can see on the windshield, there is a coffee mug on the front of the windshield, which was pretty distracting to say the least. And yeah, it was quite funny as well. I found that quite funny and hilarious as I was driving around trying to kick the back end out. But yeah, like I said, I was here to just have a bit of fun, you know, try and chuck a rally car around a, well, rally course, but a little circuit anyway. The buggy was actually driving around as well, and I noticed the buggy was a hell of a lot faster than me, so yeah, I knew I was going to be able to keep up with that thing. But nevertheless, so I was pushing it around, just having a bit of fun. As you can see, lost a lot of speed there, which wasn't ideal. And yeah, as we're coming around then, trying to really kick the back end out now, and I really found I was a lot more comfortable now, as well, it was pretty much coming to the end of the session, so I didn't really get a lot of time on the track. But nevertheless, the instructor was calm about it, and he seemed to enjoy me just ragging it around like I was. And he didn't say anything bad about it, so I'll take it. As you can see, I really found that you have to be quite aggressive with the wheel, and this one I really messed up. As you can see, I went so far wide there, and the instructor was pretty much on the handbrake around the whole corner, which wasn't ideal. But yeah, that was the end of the experience. So wasn't too long of an experience. Obviously the track was only an oval circuit, and obviously it was, well, only 12 laps long, so it wasn't too long, I'm afraid. But yeah, it was a very enjoyable experience, and massive thank you to my granddad for buying it for me for Christmas, because honestly, like I said, as same as with the Mclaren experience, it was a once in a lifetime opportunity. And you might even hear the instructor say everyone should do rallying at some point in their life, because it is hella fun. But yeah, I guess that is the end of my experience day, and we will head out of the car then, and well, get back to me in the day.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, rotate your back up.
Yeah. Thank you. Alright boys, so just finished the rally experience, just leaving now. What a day it was, honestly. I cannot believe that I actually got offered, well, an instructor's job, and to be trained up as an instructor, which is pretty insane to say the least. I was only here to enjoy a rally experience, and instead I decided to drive a McLaren and also, well, get that massive compliment, so I couldn't complain to say the least. And yeah, the rally experience was just as good. It was a bit more tricky. You may have saw I struggled a little bit with sliding the back end out. I definitely think it was quite difficult, obviously, because he was pulling the handbrake up and I was trying to steer it around. So yeah, it would have been a little bit easier if I was pulling the handbrake up as well, but nevertheless it was still great. So yeah, I guess that is another driving experience and another vlog. So I'll leave this video here. If you enjoyed this video, then make sure to like, subscribe. But thank you for watching, and goodbye.